Well, I'm at Drive Products. So I just spent 3 days at the hotel, which wasn't cheap, right? And I'm here, and they promised me Monday morning, first thing. That's my truck. And as you can see, there's no tank behind the sleeper, right? Which is not a good thing. So I went inside, and the guy showed up. He was very cheerful. He said, yeah, the truck will be ready by tonight, so you can pick it up tomorrow morning. I said, really? Well, that's not what they told me Friday. I said, I gave you the truck Friday morning. I was here at 8:30, so it looks like they did nothing whole Friday, whole Saturday, because I see nothing is done. Like, there's no parts lying around, nobody's working on the truck, you know. So this is definitely not one of those sponsored videos, right? This is kind of like an anti-commercial. If you tell people that the truck will be ready at a certain time, right, and the guy's from out of town, I don't live here, right? I'm from Cambridge, which is 75 kilometers away, and what am I supposed to do? Take a cab home, come back? Called customer service, the guy who helped me book this appointment on Friday, and he said that he's gonna talk to the supervisor in the shop and see what's going on. Well, I just stopped by the truck again. At least now things are happening. The supervisor's there. I see the tank on the ground. Looks huge. So I just drop off all those pills, and I was carrying like a plastic tote with me. So can I at least put it in the truck? Alright, so throw that in the sleeper, and I said, so what do you figure, 6, 7 o'clock? He says, oh no, maybe 5. Okay, for now I'm just walking once again to Husky truck stop. There's a restaurant, and I'm thinking some poached eggs and bacon. Yeah, this is kind of like the lounge you have what's away. I'm at Drive Products, and my truck is right here on the other side of this wall. That's like bay 1. I got an email this morning from my boss. He sent me a booklet with a picture of the machine, and he gave me dimensions, and he says, any chance you can do this one? And that it's a machine on wheels, like a wheel loader, and the height is 12 feet 4 inches. Let me say that again. The machine is 12 feet 4 inches from the ground to the top. So you definitely need a drop side rail design trailer for this, and it's somewhere not too far from the area where I'm picking up the trailer on Wednesday. And the PTO is installed. That's my transmission over there, and you can see now at the bottom that blue part and the red part with a bunch of hoses. They go like that. And they tie them down over there. So, and they're pretty far away from my exhaust. which is on the other side of the drive shaft. And so they reinstalled this. You see, they reinstalled it on top of the, and that's what I have now. So it's all connected over there. It looks pretty solid. Now I'm not sure if I'm supposed to touch that or not. Like, is it off or on? So anyway, yeah, so it's installed, and they ran a test. I asked them, I said, like, how do you guys know it's gonna work? Because I'm driving, 860 miles to Alabama. I don't want to go there and be surprised by the system not working. And they said, no, we ran a full test. And I still kind of like doubtful about the connections. See, they screwed up all my fenders are now covered in grease, but that's nothing. We're gonna fix it. But I mean, I'm kind of like pessimistic about this, but they said that's what people use. Like, they say that's what typically use on a, they said, what kind of trailer you pull? I said, a float, low boy. And they said, yeah, that's what you use. Yes. I asked them where the switch is, and they said, oh, it's a PTO switch. I said, what PTO switch? And it says, this one. I said, geez, you guys, so you connected it to factory PTO? And the guy said, yeah. He says, if you already have a switch, why not use it? Well, I made it to my home base. And now I gotta figure out how to move most of this stuff to the truck. Well, I don't need the tarps, but it would be great if I could grab these boards. But I just think it's not realistic. So they're 6 feet. And my plan was to put them somewhere in here. Of course I can move the air hoses, put them into those receptacles over there, and I can move this, but I just don't like this thing, so you gotta be careful not to hit them with the boards. And this over here is 5 feet, and I got all these hoses in here. So if I put them real close, they'll still be sticking out here. And one board is, what is it, 1 foot? I think. Okay, hold on. I think 3 of these went in the middle of my trailer. Okay, yeah. So they're 12 inches. So I could probably put them on top of each other, like like 4, and they'll be about, they're only 4 inches, so they'll be, like 16 or 16. Yeah, they'll only be this tall. I don't want to do it now. I don't want to drag all those boards now. I'm hungry. I want to go grab something to eat. And then what I'm thinking, like tomorrow, I like to get up early, and now I'm gonna rest, and then tomorrow I'm gonna get up at like 5 o'clock, because it's still the sunrise is still real early here, and probably shouldn't take me longer than 1 hour to get this stuff and to tie it down. And I can use these. And then I got about 12 binders and 12 chains. And yeah, so definitely I cannot put them on the catwalk, right? Because that was the plan. The plan was to tie down like a garbage tote in here. So I'll have to put them inside somewhere. I'll probably buy maybe now after I have my late lunch, I'll go buy a couple of those, dark blue, you know, sacks. I know they're not thick enough, but at least, you know, I can put that sack on the floor, and then I can just push the chains inside so that at least they don't, because, you know, they're pretty dirty, they're all rusty. I don't want to have that stuff inside my truck, but, you know, what choice do I have? So that's it. I'm going to finish here, and we'll continue tomorrow. I'm going to start a new series of this epic journey towards Alabama, right? So tomorrow will be day 1, and I think I'm going to call it Black as the New Gray. Stay tuned.